Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with an interview, and today our interview is very special because we have and today our guest and speaker and motivational speaker coach from 27 plus years, and his mission is to inspire the people and help them to achieve their you can say goals. So without wasting our time, let's enter Asif Khan in our studio. And hello sir, how are you?
Thank you very much, Huzaifa. I'm doing fantastic, superb, all is exceptional. What about you? How is everything at your side?
Yeah, it is fine too. So Asif Khan, can you please tell me your introduction to our viewers so the people who don't know you can understand you better?
Right. Well, my name's Asif Khan, and I have been in the business of training, coaching, consulting for a long time. It's been around quarter of a century. It's my 24th year in the business. So, and I started my career uh, from corporate trainings, then I transitioned into consulting, then speaking, and for the last almost 10 years, I have been fully into coaching. So, I coach high performers, I coach entrepreneurs, I coach celebrities, people from politics, and people from all walks of life. I help them do whatever they have not been able to do on their own. So I help them, facilitate them reach their highest potential in their lives. So that's brief about me. And if people want to know more about me, they can Google Asif Khan Coach and they can know more about me as well.
Okay, so that's fantastic. So my first question with you is, your goal is that the people, the pursuing for my life is to impress people from high performance in their preschool, school and professional businesses and etc. in their life. So why do you decide this mission and in your life, and can you explain me that?
Okay, that's a very beautiful question. First of all, I really appreciate you, and I'm glad that I'm part of this show. And you have been speaking to me for a couple of weeks, or I think more than that. And after all, we are here in this show together. So I'm happy to share whatever I have learned in my 2 decades plus experience. So, Josefa, as soon as you keep moving ahead in your life, you keep evolving, you keep growing, you keep developing, and you come to know that what is your purpose of life and what for you are here on this planet, and how you can make a difference in the lives of other people. So, as I have been a public speaker since I was a child, I think if I recall well, in 1986, it was my first ever public appearance on the stage. I delivered a speech, and that's how I started my public speaking career long time ago. And then I became a public speaker. Before metric, mean 10th grade, I had close to 100 public speaking awards in the country. I'm based at Lahore, I live here. So I didn't know that this public speaking has something to do with my mission later on in my career. But God brings you where you really want to be. So I'm glad that I have been part of this personal development industry for a long time, and God has chosen me to contribute to the lives of individuals all over the world. So I believe that you have to ponder over that what for you are here on this planet. What is your true purpose? What is your superpower? What is uh, your mission? And the more you ponder over and focus and learn about you and look into yourself. So this journey starts from within, that you start discovering yourself, that, oh, what for I am on this planet, because this is too short a life. So you have to take care of these years, and you have to do something which can help this world, and how you can make this world a better place. So I have been in this industry for 24 years, and I believe that I'll be here for another 24 years.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is, why do you choose to be a public speaker, and how do you encourage other people to be a public speaker and encourage their life to do things like that?
All right. I believe that quality of your life is directly proportional to quality of your communication or speaking. So whether you're speaking to one person, or you're speaking to a group of people, or you're speaking to your mom, or you're speaking to your dad, or you're speaking to your boss, or you're speaking to your colleagues, or you're speaking to your friends, or you're speaking in a gathering, in a social gathering, so with you're speaking to your friends, no matter what you do, the moment we wake up in the morning and at night we sleep, all the time between this period, we have different occasions where we are speaking. So if we are better speakers, our quality of life will be better, whether we are doing a job, or we are doing a business, or we are going to a market for a shopping purpose, or we are talking to strangers, or we are talking to those people whom we know well. So I believe that communication has a lot to do with your career success, business success, life success, personal success, social success. And even in the uh, Holy Quran, the surah which is called Surah Ar-Rahman. In Surah Ar-Rahman, when Allah talks about the qualities what Allah has blessed a human being with, the first quality Allah starts with, it is Allamahul Bayan. Means Allah says that I gave him the ability to speak, the ability to communicate, the ability to talk. So this is a great power. If you refine it, you sharpen it, you make it better. And but hardly I see that people, they work on it. People are pretty weak in this area, and because they are weak in public speaking, in communication skills, they suffer in all walks of life. They suffer in their schools, they suffer in their college, they suffer in their universities, they suffer in their personal life and professional life, business life. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, you have to improve the quality of your communication. So you have to work on your selection of words. You have to work on the tonality, the voice quality, the pitch, the pace of your communication, and the content what you are speaking. So I believe the better speaker or communicator you are, the more chances are that you will progress, you will excel in other walks of life as well. I hope I have answered your question briefly.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is, you send me your some PDFs and profiles. So I see there's some school who like GCO, Crescent, and some universities and school, nuns, nurse. So can you tell me, what do you do in these your educational client system thing? What do you do here?
Right. I appreciate that you have gone through my profile, where a part of my career I have been very passionate to teach or train in the educational institutions. So I believe that the educational institutions are the foundation from where the nation is built. And in educational institutions, there are uh, uh, three, four major pillars. Like number one, the major pillar is the teachers. If they're trained well, if they are equipped with the latest tools of teaching, they'll be engaging with the students, with the class in a more effective way. And then the second major pillar in an educational institution is the students, the students who are studying there. If they are trained well, then how to be better not only in their academic life only, but also in other parts of their lives, mean holistically, how to become successful holistically. And thirdly, the parents. uh, and the fourth is the management of the educational institutions. So I have been conducting training programs for parents. I have been doing training programs for students. I have been doing a lot of workshops for teachers and the management team as well. Uh, I have trained the people in all these four areas in educational institutions, and I love speaking to children, to students in the educational institutions. I love empowering them. I love helping them discover themselves. I help them get better with their memory. I help them get better in their academic life, how to excel in their studies, and how to cope up with their self esteem issues, self confidence issues, or emotional well being, or social well being, how to get along with their other peers in their schools, in their colleges, universities. So, yes, I have been doing a lot of training programs with the educational institutions in the country. And I love once some people, they call me that, oh, I attended your workshop 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they're settled in different parts of the world now. I recall that people keep sending me emails that, oh, they have grown up now, they're working in the bureaucracy, they're working in multinational companies in the world. So that's what I feel good about, that those children, those students whom I trained once they were 10, 12, 13, 15, 20 years, and after so many years reaching higher level of success in their career, they get back to me and they share their success stories with me. So that's where I get delighted and I get excited that how great this fulfilling this career of training or coaching or consulting has been for me in the last 2+ decades.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is what do you do with your corporate clients like Coca-Cola, Nestle, Bell, Habib Bank, and PIA Hire? What businesses and what motivation do you give to these kind of you can say companies?
All right. Well, as I shared that when I started my career in the early 2000, uh, I started doing trainings for the organizations and open enrollment programs and customized training programs. And people from all these organizations, they started becoming participants of my training programs. So I happened to conduct training programs, I think more than 1,000 training programs in my career. And during those years, I think starting from somewhere 2001 and onwards till 2014, I delivered a large number of trainings. But later on, I switched my business model and I went virtual and digital. So my focus was changed, and I have conducted very few programs in the last 9, 10 years for corporate organizations, because I am in a different sphere now. I work globally with entrepreneurs, with business owners, and I help them reach next level in their business. I help them solve their business problems and help them achieve their business goals. So part of my career, more than I think a decade or so, I have been busy with these kind of trainings. I've been doing sales trainings, customer services training programs. I've been doing managerial training programs. I've been doing leadership trainings. I have been doing change management trainings, effective time management, positive attitude, soft skills has been my specialized area when I was conducting training programs for the corporate organizations in the country. So that's brief about my corporate career. And many other people, they're doing great things in the corporate world. My friends like Kaisar Abbas is doing tremendous job in the corporate arena, and some of our other colleagues as well who have been doing excellent work with corporate trainings.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is, can you tell me how to improve your communication skill?
Well, I think have you written your questions and how many questions are left?
I think it should be a big interview, so it should be 30, 40, or you can say 50 minutes long or an hour long.
All right, that's wonderful because you have been, I appreciate your follow up strategy. You have been pretty consistent. So once I recall that you guys met me in the somewhere in an event and you approached me, your elder brother approached me, I think. Do you recall that story?
Yeah, I recall that we met in Dan Henry event, but
Uh,
unfortunately we were not able to make the photo.
oh, I see. Anyhow, no worries. There will be a time, and then Henry will uh, feel great to have a photograph with you. So, there will be a moment when many great celebrities and great people they will be having photographs with you. So, no worries. It's all right, and there will be so many other opportunities in the life. So, I remember that your elder brother. Caught me up and coordinated with me, and that he is doing this podcast. And I have been at very few podcasts in the last I think decade or so. I hardly go to any podcast. So but I told him that once you cross your 100 episodes, if you or your brother, any of you crosses 100, then I will do a podcast with you. And today I'm feeling great to be with you. And I appreciate your consistency that you crossed that century in this thing. Do you know how many uh, people in the podcasting or in the hosting career they do 100 plus episodes? Do you know how many people cross that mark? Very few. So very few people, maybe 2% or less than 2 3% out of 100%. So I really applaud that you had that courage and confidence and you crossed that 100 mark, and then you reached out to me, and after a couple of weeks back and forth follow up, I am here. So I would love to answer your question, whatever you have. And I think the question you asked is how to improve our communication, correct?
Yes, skill with others and
Right. So there are plenty of ways to improve your communication skills. Uh, like number one, the practical side of it is that you have to grow your vocabulary. So the way to increase your vocabulary is learn few words every single day. When I recall I was a child, I used to write 5 words on a piece of paper, and I used to keep that piece of paper with me while going to school or even later on to college. Uh, and those 5 words, the word and the meaning, I had written only 2 things on that piece of paper: the word and the meaning of that word. And the next day, I had another 5 words along with the previous 5. So I used to revise the previous 5 words, and I used to remember and use the new 5 words. So then the next day, the new 5 words and the older 10 words. So if somebody like you or any kid who is listening or watching this show, if somebody does this activity for the next 1 year, 5 new words only each day, and let's say out of 365 days a year, he does it only 300 days. So let's 65 days are off. So 300 days into 5, it is 1500 words in 1 year. And if you repeat this activity for next like 10 years, 1500 words in 1 year, and in 10 years, guess what? You have 15,000 words in your vocabulary. And I can challenge that a person who has done PhD in that language, these words may be English words or Urdu words or Spanish word or Chinese words or whatever language you want to learn, if somebody has done PhD in English, he won't be having 15,000 words in his vocabulary. But the other person who hasn't done PhD, he has far more treasure of words than a PhD in that same language. So the magic of words, you must master this magic. So that's the first step to improve your communication, that have numerous words in your toolbox of vocabulary. So then the second thing is that you have to use those words as every single day, because the knowledge you have is potential. That's called potential energy. The knowledge what you have, the learnings you have, or whatever you know, the skills, everything is potential energy. Once you put your knowledge into use, it becomes a kinetic energy. And all miracles, they happen once somebody puts that knowledge into practice. Am I conveying?
Okay, so that's good. So my next question with you is how to give a speech in front of the, you can say, for example, me, I want to give a speech to all the students like me in 7th grade and my age fellows, so in front of them, so I don't have enough confidence for or doing the speech in front of the many big like people's big public. So how can I build the confidence to give a speech in front of those people?
All right, that's pretty nice question. And as I have been public speaker myself, the way I learned public speaking was when I was your age, 12, 13. I had, I think, more than 50 public speaking awards at age 12, I guess. I was traveling the country with my school and representing my school in different cities, in different declamations, competitions, speech contests, and debates, and things like that. So, what I used to do was that I used to write, because normally you have to deliver a speech, 2 minutes, 3 minutes speech in the schools or setting. So the way it works is the first step is to write your speech on that specific topic, correct? So that's the first step, that you write that speech. Second step is now you have to learn that speech by heart, because in most of the competitions you have to deliver your speech orally, means you cannot read your speech, you have to memorize your speech. Are you with me?
Yes.
The third thing is, first, write your speech. Second, memorize that speech. And the third thing is, practice that speech. So when I was a kid, like 7, 8 years old, I used to memorize that speech, and 2, 3, 4, 5 times I used to repeat all those sentences or the verses or the content of that speech. And then what I used to do was I was standing in front of a mirror and thinking in my mind that there are like maybe 50, 100 my classmates or school fellows or the participants of that program where I used to deliver that speech, and I was delivering that speech in front of the mirror. And I was practicing my body language, my eye contact, my rise and fall of the words, and my energy and enthusiasm in that speech, and my tonality, my voice, my volume. So I was practicing with the mirror. Like, mirror has been a friend of mine for years and years in my early career. So like, mirror was very close friend of mine. I used to partner with him that, oh, listen to my speech. So 3, 4, 5 times practice in front of the mirror. Then my siblings, my brother and sisters, I used to make them sit, and I said to them that, oh, you are my audience and I am delivering a speech. So please give me a few minutes. So now, after the mirror, I was delivering that speech in front of my siblings, my brothers and sisters. And 1, 2, 3, 4 times I was fumbling, I was forgetting. I mean, the thing which I memorized, I was forgetting. But I was practicing. I was practicing again and again and again. And then guess what? My speech was ready. So before I appeared in the real competition, I was so well rehearsed and I was so much prepared that now it was nothing new to me. I was very confident, and I have delivered speeches in front of crowds of hundreds of people. And that's how I learned how to become a public speaker or how to deliver speeches. In the beginning, I was very bad. I was very poor in my vocabulary, my pronunciation, and the way I used to enunciate words, it was very awkward. It was very weird. But with the passage of time, you keep improving, you keep growing, you keep developing, provided you have decided that I have to become a speaker. I have to deliver this speech. I have to win this competition. I have to appear on stage. So many of the competitions, I recall that I went to the stage and I forgot. I started speaking and everything I forgot. So I came back from the stage and people laughed at me. Some were clapping, some were appreciating that, oh, no worries, it's okay. But with the passage of time, I mastered the skill of public speaking. And then I started winning competition in my school, competitions in my city, competition in my division, competition in my province, and competition which we call all Pakistan competition. I have won all of it. I have won competition in my district, in my division, in my city, in my province, and I have been a winner of many all Pakistan competitions as well. So that's the way how to improve public speaking. It's an ongoing process. It doesn't happen overnight, isn't it?
Yes.
Are
So
you
my
enjoying, are you enjoying this interview, or am I boring?
no, I'm really enjoying it. So my next question is to how to improve your leadership skill and how to collaborate with people to work on a same thing with you.
Yes, becoming a leader is like having a responsibility on your shoulders. So you have to come from a different perspective. Leadership is not a title, it's not a position, it's a responsibility that I have to make a mark. Whether you're leading two people or three people or five people, let's say in cricket, if somebody has been given the responsibility to become a captain, that's not only position, that's not only the captaincy game, that's a huge responsibility, because the entire nation is looking towards you, that what do you do in the test, or what do you do in the one day matches, or how do you perform in the 2020. So as a captain, you have to bring all the people along with you. You have to find that who is best at opening in the betting section, and who is good at bowling, and at what number I should give an opportunity to a batsman to come or a bowler to bowl. So to me, leadership is a great huge responsibility, and if you develop a relationship with each team member, and you nurture that team member, and you embrace your team members with all the flaws and the weaknesses and the shortcomings, you embrace them, and you help them overcome all those deficiencies or those challenges over a period of certain time. So I believe that's the responsibility of a leader, that grow average people into extraordinary people, make an a low performer a high performer, a person who is not confident as a leader of the school. Like I take that, I think every teacher is a leader to his or her class. So the kids studying in that class, it is your responsibility to help each individual grow, develop, and your responsibility that nurture those children who have been assigned to your class. You are the leader of that class, so you have to become uh, energetic, and you have to become a role model for them. As a leader, it is your duty that you do the things first and then ask your team to follow it. So as a leader, your job is not to create followers. As a leader, your job is to create more leaders. So if you are creating more leaders, it means now you are a real leader. So the job of the leader is not to have disciples or followers, a bunch of people who agree all the time with him. The difference of opinion gives you an opportunity to look into different avenues, and to think out of the box, that people have got different opinion. So a leader appreciates different opinion, a leader applauds those people who think differently, and who think out of the box, or who think beyond the the normal way of thinking. So, in short, this is, I think, what a leader is, or what the responsibility of a leader is. So, I am replying your questions very briefly, because I have been in this field for a long time. So, sometimes I think that to answer your question in a detail, maybe one complete podcast is required to answer one simple question. So, but I'm cutting it short. So, wherever you feel that you need to stop me, you can stop me, and I'll stop there.
Asif Khan, I don't need to stop you. I need to stop. To explain me more and more. How can you do it? So my next question with you is: can you tell me what are the top personalities you give motivational speak to, and can you tell me a memorable moment with them?
Yes, I have been doing trainings all my life. It's something where I enjoy. If I'm suffering from, let's say, 104 temperature or fever, and somebody says that, oh, there is an opportunity, you can empower other people, you can make a difference, you can help them. So I'll go on stage, I'll speak for 2, 3, 4 hours, and I will be feeling excellent. But by the time I get off the stage, so maybe now I would be brought to a hospital. So, but the time I spend with the audience, with the people that I enjoy, I recall one training. There has been beautiful moments in my training career, and I recall that I was in another city and I was doing a training. It was 9 to 5 training, means starting in the morning 9 o'clock, and it was scheduled to end 5 o'clock in the evening. But once I was closing my session, the audience, there were around 70 plus participants in that training program. They asked me some questions, and then the session prolonged. And to this day, I can't believe that that session continued the whole night and the next day as well. And that session went on and on and on, and it ended the next day almost 11 o'clock or so. So that was one of the strangest and most memorable moments in my training career. But those people who were in the audience, they learned so much, and many of them became multimillionaires in different businesses later on. So that's one major uh, memory in my head right now.
Okay, so that's great. So if you speak for 3 to 4 hours, you will, when you are going downstage, you will say, please give me mic, I need to speak more and more.
Yes, yes, exactly. You're right. Because in the beginning of my life, like when I was a kid, I was reluctant, I was hesitant, and I was afraid that, oh, how will I speak? I don't know anything, and I don't have the content or the knowledge or the confidence or the competence. But the competence or the confidence, it comes once you start doing something. If somebody wants to become a great swimmer, the swimming won't come by reading books or by going to the workshops that, oh, I know how to swim. I have attended 10 workshops or 20, I have read 20 books, or I have gone through 20 videos on YouTube that how to swim. In order to swim, you have to jump into the water. And once you will jump into the water, you'll get scared. You'll get worried about your life. You'll say, oh, I may not drown into it. I how will I how will I survive in the water? But once you jump into the water, and now you practice all those things what you learned in the books or in the workshops or in the videos, now is the time to put all that knowledge into practice. And once you swim today, and then you go into the swimming pool tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow, and the next week, and the next month, and the next quarter, one day you will become an Olympian in swimming. You will win a gold medal in the Olympic Games in swimming by doing this. So everything comes by doing. So the doing part is the most important part in our life. Most of the times we keep playing in our head, we get confused, we delay things, we procrastinate. So, and the magic, uh, I have been saying to this for a long time in my career, name of the game is action. That's my slogan. I say name of the game is action. So I believe action will bring the actual results. There is no other big thing than taking action. In the beginning, it will be little action, imperfect action, raw action, but in the coming days and weeks and months and years, you will get mastery.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is, you are also the foundation of the Visionary Coach. So can you tell me what do you do in Visionary Coach? And your visionary voice is too similar to my podcast channel's name, Visionary Voices. So, can you tell me how do you select this name and what do you do in the visionary coach program? Please tell us.
All right. You said that this name is similar to what? You have your some podcast name? I didn't get that.
My podcast name is Visionary Voices. To vision the voices of the speaker like you and others.
Fantastic. Oh, that's a great name. So, vision to me has been a very primary word in my life because vision is something which you can see, other people can't see. So, there are two things in our life important. One is we called sight, ability to see, and we can see things through our eyes. Like I can see that, oh, this is a phone, so this is what I can see. So this is sight, and there is a laptop, and there are a few books on my table right now. So this is sight, mean ability to see. Everybody on this planet, a common person has sight, but something which you can see with an imaginative eye, with your imagination, that's called vision. So, like for example, Steve Jobs had a vision. He made this company, this Apple, and Apple was a company he started from his garage. But he had a vision that he will make this company big and then bigger and then biggest. And today, Apple is one of the largest companies in the world. So Steve Jobs had a vision. So like you had a vision that I need to come on on camera and I need to speak. And if you recall your first ever live on camera, which you did maybe through StreamYard or through some other streaming service, your first ever interview, and then you conducted your second interview and your third interview and your four interviews, and now 5 and 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I think now you're probably 109 or 110. I'm not sure. What episode is it? Which number is it today?
It is 101.
101. All right. I mean, triple one. So excellent. Fantastic. Congratulations to you and your mom and dad and your siblings, because you are unable to do anything on your own. So you need support system. So 111. Fantastic. It's excellent what you're doing. I really appreciate that. So visionary coaches, you were asking. So it is the ability to see things what a person himself can't see. Like maybe you have extreme potential and you can see something to a certain extent. But if you work with a coach, the coach can see what you can't see by yourself. So, as I have been a coach for a long time, and this is my coaching company, this Legends Coaching International, where I train people how to become coach. So, Visionary Coach Program is my core program, in which I take individuals from all over the world and I give them tools and technology and knowledge and skill set to become a coach in their specialized field. Maybe somebody is a scientist, somebody is a businessman, somebody is an athlete, somebody is a great swimmer. So, people in different walks of life, whatever they are specialized in, I help them bring their specialization to the world. And I help them that how to bring their message across in the world and how to propagate their message to the entire world. So I have that 6 stages in my program, which is Visionary Coach Program. It is one of the most expensive programs in the country. So very few people have got that premium program. So, but I love coaching people to become high performers in their lives as well.
Okay. So my next question with you is that in your profile it is written creator of T.H.R.I.V.E coaching model. So, what is it? Can you tell me about this?
Right. It's a coaching model. It's called Thrive. Thrive means when it starts raining, what do all the birds do? What do most of the birds do when it starts raining?
They found shelter or came under your garage.
Correct. Beautiful. And what does an eagle do?
Uh, he find her food or something like that.
Oh, wonderful. Eagle flies above the clouds. Most of the birds, when it starts raining, when it is difficult to fly or when it is difficult to survive, they go back to their shelters and they take shelter to their nests or kind of their homes. So, but eagle flies and flies above the clouds. So thrive means most of the people on this planet, they're struggling to survive, but the champions, they are thriving beyond their challenges or difficulties or problems. They are fighting, they are flying high. So this is basically a coaching model. Maybe in some other podcast I will explain it because it's a very detailed briefing. But shortly, this model has been designed to help individuals solve problems within days what they are unable to solve for years. I have helped my clients who were unable to solve their issues or problems or challenges for years and years. But once I started working with them, I brought into my program and we developed such a beautiful space and environment of having a deep connection or conversations that the problem that my client was suffering from years and years, within days, the problem, the challenge was over. And he was thriving now. Previously, he was surviving, and now he is thriving. So it is helping other people do the unthinkable, do the unachievable. So do the things what a common person can't even think of. So helping other people achieve unthinkable and do the unthinkable, that's what my coaching model is all about. It is based on certain principles. It's not hype, it's not motivation, it is a strategy. And the lasting change comes once you master few principles. So if your foundations are strong, if your principles are strong, you are good to fly for the rest of your life. So that's what I do with this model.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is the foundation and the CEO of the Asif Khan Group and the Legends Coaching in Interpretation. So can you tell me what is this?
um, this Asif Khan group you're asking about, correct?
Yes, and you also give me the number of the Asif Khan Group. So the messages I do, the whole group can see it.
The text messages or the messages you do on WhatsApp, that message you're talking about?
Yes, because it is
No,
an Asif
don't,
Khan group.
don't give that number to anyone. That's my personal number. Yes, that's my own number, and I I reply to that number whenever I feel like I have time. So you communicate directly with me on that number. So that's my personal number. So Asif Khan Group is my company, which I established many years ago, and under the umbrella of Asif Khan Group, then I have many other ventures and many other small companies or my projects. So the major company is Asif Khan Group, and my all companies are virtual companies and internet based companies.
Okay, so my next question with you is you have written in your profile high performance coach from 8, 9, and 10 figure entrepreneurs and CEO to top experiences. So, can you tell me what is the word figure mean and 8, 9, 10? What is the level of these figure? Can you tell me about that?
Yes, this is a business terminology. It means that let's say if a six-figure business entrepreneur mean if you put one and then zeros with it, and then a seven-figure entrepreneur another zero with it, and then an eight-figure entrepreneur another zero. So and nine-figure entrepreneur another zero. So and it goes on and on. So I normally work now with the high performers who are already having an established business. It means that if somebody is making $1 million a year, or a $10 million a year, or $100 million a year, so I work with established entrepreneurs who are already successful, but they want to reach the next level because there is always a next level, isn't it?
Yes, there is a next level.
And we have to strive to reach that next level. And once you accomplish something, like in AI, if some tool comes today and the company who made that tool, if the company thinks, oh, it's the best tool we have designed, it's the best AI tool, and they no longer improve that tool, or they do not bring any innovation in it, so guess what happens? After a couple of weeks, another tool comes. And now people forget that tool. And if the second tool, if they don't improve that tool, or if they don't work on it, or if they don't continuously innovate it, guess what happens? After a few months, the third tool comes and the fourth tool comes. So in life, you cannot stay at one place. You have to keep moving to the next level. Then you have to keep progressing and to keep excelling. That's the secret to success to me. That every day for the past, I think, 16, 17 years, in the past 16, 17 years, there is not even a single day I recall or remember when I did not learn something new and I slept. In last 16, 17 years, I'm so much absorbed into learning things and ideas. So I'm a great believer of continuous improvement, that keep improving yourself, keep developing yourself. Ask that what new thing or what next idea or what improvement you can bring in your business. So once I work with high level entrepreneurs, I give them a greater vision, a sales strategy, a marketing strategy, a branding strategy, a restructuring strategy, a re-engineering strategy. I have clients right now in America. I have my clients in Japan. I have my clients in UK. I have my clients in Saudi Arabia. I have my clients in Middle East, in Dubai, in Qatar. So in the last 10 years, I have dedicated my all work in high performance coaching, mean working with uh, entrepreneurs who are successful entrepreneurs, but they still have a quest, they still have a thirst to reach a next level in their business. So that's what I love working with the entrepreneurs.
Okay, so that's great. So my next question with you is so how what is the person that you think is most successful in the motivational speech that you give him? Which person you can say apply on it, and can you tell me about those person and why do you like that person so much?
Right, in my career, I have helped numerous people to become better in their career and their business. Some of my clients have become one of the top CEOs in the country. They have brought their companies to the next level. Some people, they were thinking that they need to go to the television, and they wanted to become newscasters or news anchors. So many of my students, they have become news anchors, and many of my students are RJs. They are on the radio. They learned speaking from me, and they learned how to become a better RJ on the radio. So they're doing radio shows. So many of my students, they have become the department heads in the universities, and they're leading different multinational companies as well. So I can't specify any single individual, because other people, if I don't name them, they will be unhappy that, oh, why did not Asif Khan take my name? So everybody who applied or executed what I taught them is my superhero. And I love those people who take my knowledge or take my guidance or my coaching, and they go back to their career or studies, and they execute and apply. I recall many years ago, a boy, he he came to me for guidance, and he was in grade 11, I think, that time. It's, I think, 2006. How many years back? 2006. 14 and 18 years back. It's around 18 years back. So the guy comes to me and says, sir, I'm very much depressed. And I asked him, why are you depressed? I said, my grade 11 result is there, and I'm not happy with my marks or with my result. And I said, well, if you're not happy with your result, so what to do about it? One thing is to cry about it. One thing is to be depressed about it, or to shout about it that, oh, my teacher was bad. They did not mark my paper in the right way. They cut my marks, and they did not do any good favor to me. Or thinking that maybe I committed some mistakes in my papers, or I did not do my part. So anyhow, he was very demotivated, very depressed. And I said, there are two kinds of people on this planet. One, once their performance goes down, they blame all other people except themselves. They blame the school, they blame the teachers, they blame, oh, the paper was very difficult, the paper came out of the syllabus, or those questions I did not think that they will come. So they blame the examiner, they blame the checker, they blame the government, they blame the politicians, they blame their parents, they blame their class fellows, they blame anything. So, but they don't blame themselves. That's one kind of people. Second kind of high achievers are, whenever something goes wrong, whenever something is not happening good in their life, they ask this question to themselves. They ask, where am I what element is missing? Where am I committing some mistake? Where I need to improve? What part I need to be good at? What is the area where I need to sharpen my skills to the next level? So they find few areas, they improve those areas, and then they bounce back. They come back with a storm in the next exams, and they break all the records, and they break Cambridge records and Oxford records, and they university record or school records. So that guy, to this day, I remember 18 years back, when he came to me, I said, you have to choose. Do you fall in the first category of people, blaming all other, blaming your teacher, blaming examiner, blaming your school, or the second, that take full responsibility that I did not do my best? I was wrong or committing mistake in some areas, and I have to work on it. And you know what? In the 12th grade, when the same guy appeared in the board exams, he stood first in the board. He stood first in the Lahore board. In the entire board of Lahore Intermediate in grade 12, he stood first out of, I think, 200,000, 2 lakh plus students appeared in that year for the intermediate exam, and he stood first in the second grade 12. So that's what high performance is all about. That bounce back, turn your setbacks into comebacks. One failure is doesn't mean that it's failure for the rest of your life. That's only one single damn failure. You have to deal with it. You have to embrace it. You have to figure it out that, oh, I have to come up with a bang. So come up with a bang in the next year and then surprise the entire world with your performance in your studies or in your career or in your job or in your business. So that's what I can relate to. I'm sorry I'm taking more time for speaking. I don't know if I'm boring you or your audience. I'm not sure about it.
No, you are not boring. So, my next question with you is can you tell me why are you teaching and coaching for plus 23 years?
Yes, it's my 24th year.
Yeah, why are you doing this? Can you please tell me? And this is my last question, and let's end our interview.
And it's a lovely question, and I I like this question, the last question particularly. That why do I do what I do? When I started this career, I took a. This is how I decide things, and I took a. Uh, I love notebooks. I have a lot of notebooks at my home, and I keep writing this diary. Do you know this diary? What is it written? Can you read it?
Uh, Dream and I can't read next word.
Uh, Guess what? Now can you try?
Uh, Johnny's
Oh yes,
journeys.
it's called Dream Journal.
Okay.
So it's my dream journal. What I recall. Oh yes, can you read this date for me?
2 November 2010, Thursday, 6:30 a.m.
How many years back from 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 now onwards? 24 go backwards in 2010. How many years old diary it is? 14 years around.
Yes.
So I love uh, writing, and then I love keeping my notebooks with me for the rest of my life. Like it's a 14 years old notebook, my dream journal. So I wrote my dreams on it. I think many dreams I wrote. That time when I wrote, they were, let me just count them. How many are these? Uh, can you read this number? The last number digit?
170 dreams.
Yes. So I wrote 170 dreams back in the day in 2010. And I have numerous other diaries from 2006, 2004, 2003. So, anyhow, whenever I do something, coming back to your question, that why do I do uh, what I actually do? I mean, why have I been in the same training field or teaching field for so long, for 24 years? Why didn't I get bored, or why didn't I switch to another field? Despite many challenges, economic challenges or financial crisis, I I can go on and on. There were so many hurdles and challenges in my career. They keep coming and going, but you stick to what you really want to do. So I took a piece of paper like this and I wrote that why do I want to be, what can I do? So I wrote my professions that I can become a bureaucrat. My one brother was a bureaucrat. He was a CSP officer. My elder brother, he was a CSP officer, and I wanted to become a bureaucrat like him. But later on, I lost that interest, and I thought that, oh, what other things I could do? So guess what? My final was that I want to become a trainer, I want to become a coach, I want to become a speaker. And the reason to become was number one, in this career where you share your knowledge with others, you change other people's lives, you transform other people's lives, you help them discover themselves. So that's your mission. So my mission is to help other peoples become better than they were the last year or the other year than that. So whether it's business, it's career, it's studies, it's academics. So the first reason was that it is all about transforming other people's lives. So if you come on this planet and you spend like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years on this planet, and if due to your presence on this planet, some lives are not changed or touched or transformed except yours, what is the fun to be here on this planet? So, the purpose of becoming or living on this planet is that you should touch some other people's lives, transform some other people's lives, change some people's lives. So, this is all about changing lives and helping people unleash their true potential or the highest potential. The second was that I thought that if I remain in this profession, I would be learning every single day. I would be learning new ideas, new things, new technologies, new systems, new frameworks, new models, new strategies, new tactics, new techniques. So that's the second reason. That the first reason, helping other people change their lives, I could be adding some value. Number two, continuous learning, because I have to learn every single day in order to help other people or change their lives. So that was the second reason. And the third reason was that I was very good at communication or public speaking or teaching others. I started teaching when I was in grade 5, I think. My first ever teaching was when I was myself in grade 5. So I started teaching in grade 5 to other students. Then when I was in grade 6, I was teaching grade 5 students. When I was in grade 7, I was teaching grade 6 students. And it was a paid teaching, not a free one. I was charging money. I was charging them fee. When I was in grade 8, I was teaching grade 7. When I was in grade 9, I was teaching grade 8. When I was in grade 10, I was teaching grade 9 student. And when I was in grade 11, it occurred to me, it came in my mind that, oh, why am I teaching students who are behind me? Why cannot I teach students who are ahead of me? So this very strange idea came to my mind when I was in grade 11. And I was in Government College Lahore. I have studied from Government College Lahore. I've been an old Ravian. So in grade 11, I decided to teach grade 12. And I broke this my own pattern because I was thinking that I cannot teach those students who are ahead of me. So, but in grade 11, I started students who were in grade 12. I remember my professor in the near places where I used to study. He was PhD in that subject, and he was charging 500 rupees for teaching that subject. And I was in grade 11 myself, and I was charging 1500 rupees in those times for teaching grade 12 students. So, mean three times then that of the money. It would look like a strange story, but to those people who are listening to this story, or maybe some people who are not live, they would watch it later. God has given you that talent and ability. So unleash your hidden potential. Now, in today's day and age, 12 years, 13 years kids, they are Harvard graduates. They have done graduation at age 13 from Harvard uh, mathematics school. So gone are the days when it will take you 20 or 30 years to do a PhD. Now, age 15, 16 students, they're so capable, they're so talented, they're so skilled up that they have been given PhD degrees. If you Google that, what is uh, the lowest age a student has done PhD? So you'll get so many stories that people age 15, 16, 17, they completed their PhD. So in O levels and A levels, many people in our country at age 12, at age 11, kids have done O levels, A levels at age 12, 13. They have completed their A levels. So it means God has given you huge potential. You have to look into yourself that, oh, uh, I can do anything which is unthinkable, because doing A levels at age 14 or 13 or 12 is unthinkable. People say, oh no, it's not possible. You can't do it. So, so it's all right if somebody thinks you can't do it, because life is all about what you think. If you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. Life is all about your perceptions, your beliefs, your ideas. So I believe I love what I do. I'm passionate what I do. I'm mission oriented, and I feel happy when I help other people's improve their business or their career or their life. So that's where I want to be for the rest of my life, and I belong here. Some professions are, once you do that, you feel like, oh, you belong here. So I belong here. So this is what comes from my heart, my soul, my mind, that I belong to this place. So I hope I have tried to answer your question. And have you ever gone so long in any interview before in the last 110 episodes, 1 hour and 12 minutes in?
Not really, but I have done 100 interview, but not 12. But I think right now your feeling should be that please let me speak more.
But yes, I would love to interview you as well. Are you ready? I want to ask few questions from you as well. You have asked so many questions from me. Am I allowed?
Yeah, but my last and short question with you is to which level you will reach to coaching and the whatever skill you have in your life. You will tell other people which level would you reach, and you will say that it is my last level and I have done my purpose of life. For example, you have done the purpose you were born for. So can you tell us that you can say limit?
No, there is no limit. There is no place where you reach and you say, that's my last level. There is no last level. I'm still probably at my first level. Last level is so beyond, so far, that I feel like even after spending 24 years, I feel like I have not yet begun. I have yet not started. I I wish to be of your age at I want to go back to the future. I want to go back to that 10, 11, 12 years old kid I used to be. So no way that I can claim that I have achieved anything in my life or done something big, because there are so many great things yet left and yet to be done, yet to be accomplished, that I feel that there is an ocean, there is an ocean, and ocean is very big, and I am just standing at the corner of the ocean. I have yet not even step my first foot in the ocean. So even after spending so many years, I feel that I have not done any big thing, or rather, I have done a lot of blunders, a lot of mistakes. Maybe in some of my life, I would record some video that what blunders I committed in my career and what others should not commit. So uh, the other day I was just looking into my things, and I one night I was sitting and I thought that uh, if somebody is facing a challenge or a problem in his studies or career or life or business or marriage or any area of life, so how to turn that setback into a comeback. So that night, I wrote this small book. It's called, what is written? Can you read it for me?
The topic is how to turn your setbacks into comebacks.
Yes. So I wrote this. This, I think it's, how many pages are these? What is this page number?
25.
Yes, I wrote these 25 pages that how to turn any setback into comeback. I think wrote steps, and there were a lot of steps. So maybe sometimes I would write that how many blunders I committed in my life, or errors, or shortcomings. So to your question, I'm nowhere yet. I have to go a long way. So, but I want to become I love to remain a student, and a student is always having a quest for learning more. So I love teaching because teaching actually makes me a student, particularly as a trainer, whatever I teach, or as a coach, whatever I coach. So I love to be a student for the rest of my life. I will keep learning, improving, growing. Like I have learned so many things from you in this entire episode. Like I myself have not done 111 podcasts in my life. So back in the day, I think in 2016, 17, I started a show. It was called Asif Khan Show on my Facebook page. And I did, I think, 60 episodes, probably 60. And then I said, I'm done and dusted. And I got busy with other things. I got engaged in some other projects and I discontinued the Asif Khan show. But probably I was thinking that I'll relaunch that Asif Khan show maybe in some coming times. So, to your question, still I am nowhere and I have to go a very long way. And the journey is on. The beautiful thing is the journey is on, and I am a traveler. I'm exploring things. I am not at a destination, and I don't want to reach a destination, because the moment you reach a destination, the curiosity, it ends, it finishes. So I don't want to reach my destination in my entire life. I want to become an explorer. I want to remain a student, and I want to remain a traveler. So I
Okay,
think
so that's great. So you can ask me a question now.
oh yes, wonderful. So maybe we'll do this short few minutes, because you will be tired, I think, if you have been sitting for 1 hour and 18 minutes. So I won't take you long. But the first thing is, what inspired you to start this show? Who was your inspiration, or how this idea came to your mind that, oh, I should start this show or a podcast like this?
Okay, so basically, I study in Rehan School Online Academy, and the inspiration was Sir Rehan to me, and Sir Ahmed, the head of interview department of Rehan School. So these two personalities were inspiration of me, and now I am the interview captain of the Rehan School system.
All right, wonderful. You are interview captain now.
Yes.
And how many people are there in that group or team which you are captain of?
Uh, I think it is around 100 are only the students of the Rehan School Online Academy, but there is four more campuses, so I don't know the exact number.
Fantastic. So you are the captain of the all those four campuses in interview department.
Yes, but you can say there are more captains and more kids with me that are also the captains, like Huzaifa DollarWala and more.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. So Rehan Alawala inspired you. Rehan Alawala is a fantastic human being. He's a great man. I love him. We have not met yet, but I really appreciate his work, and he has contributed remarkably to the lives of hundreds and thousands and millions of individuals in Pakistan and all across the world. So I appreciate his work and his mission, and I keep saying his contribution. So two thumbs up to Rehan Alawala and the other guy you named. They inspired you to start this journey.
Rahmat Empowerment Wala.
Rehmat Empowerment Wala. Oh, that's wonderful. That's excellent. And so, how long before you started this podcast? How many
I
years?
think
How many months?
it is almost 4 to 5 months.
4 to 5 months. Okay, right. So, in very short span of time, you have accomplished this 100 plus mark.
Yes, you can say.
Okay, wonderful. And what is your big goal in life? What exactly you want to do in your life? Have you ever thought about it? That what is your dream or goal? Who do you want to become, or what do you want to do in your life in the next maybe coming years or so? What are your couple of important dreams or aspirations or desires or goals?
Okay, so I only have one desire, and that desire is that Pakistan should be the world most, you can say, powerful country like America and other countries. This is my desire, and every problem of Pakistan should be, you can say, solved for me.
Excellent, wonderful. So you are basically um,
A
a
boy from
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
All right, you're a Pakistan lover,
Yes,
patriot. You're a patriot.
yes.
Wonderful. That's great. One day, if you a very interesting story, once upon a time there was a competition and I was participating in that speech contest and I had to deliver a speech. And there were students from many other schools as well. They were also participating. And do you know what was the topic of the speech? The topic was the topic of the speech was become if I become the prime minister of the country, what will I do? So that was the topic of that speech. That if I become the prime minister of Pakistan, so what will I do? So that speech I delivered, I think, almost 30 almost 35, 32, 3 years ago, 32, 3 years ago. So I was 12, 13 years old that time. And I won first position. I was first in that competition. So let's say if you were the prime minister of the country, so what one or two or three things you will do differently for Pakistan to make it the powerful and the strongest and prosperous country in the world?
First of all, I will help the poor guys in the, you can say, their financial. But before that, I would like to you can say the return the return the Karza that have Pakistan opt from other countries. First of all, I will give that money back to them, and secondly, I will help the poor guys, and will give him. You can say, will give them a source to earn, and you can say, and I will say them that you need to work in a unity, in a, you can say, itihad, so the Pakistan should be a good country. So that's what I do in, you
Wonderful.
can say, 1 to 3 months. Or yeah, I think by these kind of steps, the Pakistan would be a great country.
Excellent ideas. I really applaud and appreciate those brilliant ideas. And have you ever thought that what are the one or two top traits of Huzaifa? What are the two, three top qualities of Huzaifa? Have you ever thought about it?
uh, can you tell me again, what do you ask, the top
I
three qualities of myself?
Yes, yes. I'm asking that have you ever thought about yourself that, oh, like this phone has got many features and many qualities. So, we human beings, what quality I am blessed with, or what is my superpower, or what is my strength, or what are my primary traits? So, when it comes to Huzaifa, who is Huzaifa? What are his two, three primary strengths, or qualities, or good things, or positive things?
I think speaking and listening ability.
Okay, one speaking and listening. What else?
One speaking, second listening, and third communication with others.
Okay, like interpersonal skills.
Yes, to communicate other and help other.
Wonderful. And what else?
What else?
What?
I don't know.
Okay, right. And now, wonderful. This speaking and then listening and then communicating with others, that's wonderful. So, and what is your mission in life? What what do you want to be remembered for? What is your ultimate purpose or mission in life? Have you ever thought about it?
And with the mission of my life, I have already tell you to, you can say, make a Pakistan a good place.
Wonderful. Excellent. So, may God bless you and lots of best wishes and prayers. You conducted this interview beautifully, and every question was well asked. You asked fantastic questions, and I tried to respond to your questions in a reasonable way. And I think it's the longest interview you ever conducted, or somebody you spoke 1 hour and 28 minutes before as well in interview.
No.
Okay, so one thing is good that today you have achieved a new record, a new mark. So that you have conducted the longest ever interview. Do you know Joe Rogan? Do you know Joe Rogan?
Uh, no.
Joe Rogan is one of the top podcasters in the world. Like presidents of the countries and Elon Musk and great businessmen, they are guests in his podcast. And Joe Rogan, he conducts very long form podcasts. Like recently, he conducted a podcast with President Donald Trump. And do you know how long that podcast was?
No. Can you tell me?
3 hours. 3 hours. So it was a 3 hour podcast. So I think a kid 12 or 13 years old, I don't remember in Pakistan, in a population of like 250 million, I don't recall any kid at 12, 13 years who has conducted 1 hour and 30 minutes long podcast. I don't remember now. It is your job because you are the captain of the interview team. So put a question in the group. Hey guys, anybody conducted a podcast of 1 hour and 30 minutes long in one setting, one interview? So probably no one would have conducted. So you are setting a new record today. So congratulations for setting this new record for yourself and for your podcast. And I'm feeling glad that I am part of this record which you have set for yourself now. So it was a lovely interview. I am thankful that you invited me for this show.
And I thank you for giving me a time after a long time because you are a very busy man.
No, but guess what happens? That if you keep following up the other person, if you be consistent, then I said to you, I'll give you 30 minutes, but I have given you three times more than that, I mean 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that's the power of follow up and being consistent and communicating. Never ever give up that, oh, somebody is busy or somebody is not giving you time. Just keep changing your strategy, keep reaching out to that person. So it was a great opportunity for me to be on this podcast. And at the end, I would ask you that how was this podcast? You had 110 guests on your podcast. So what is so different about me, or how did you feel like having me on your podcast, and how was it? Share your feedback and feelings that how did you feel like having me on your podcast?
The most long interview, the most long speaker, I think, and the person who explained me my every question.
Right. So I really appreciate your feedback. So I wish you all the best. And today you have set a new record for your 111 episode. It's the longest one, and I hope that it's a record in the podcasting of kids in the country as well in Pakistan. I don't recall. Put a message in the group, and if somebody has conducted 1 hour and 32 minutes long podcast, then set a new benchmark for yourself, and then set a new target for yourself. So keep doing it, keep transforming lives. I am happy to be with you. May God bless you, and say salam to your parents, your dad and mom, and your other brother. What's his name?
Maz.
Maz, yes, say my regards and salam to Maz and your other siblings, and wish you all the best. Sometimes ask your parents to be in contact with me. I would help you to reach next level in your podcasting or in your career or academics or in your life. So whatever I could do, I'm based in Lahore, so I would love to add some value and I would help you out. So ask your parents to be in contact with me as well. May God bless you. Thank you.
Okay. So, see you next time. Bye.
See you. Bye bye.